Yes, Gmod, a game that has provided hours of endless entertainment for millions, whether that be the viewers or the players. There's just something about it that just speaks. This is the game that we should be playing in order to entertain people and make money. I'm gonna make it stupid. Okay, so I whipped out the old editor of Turbo Warp, deleted the sprite. This is a mod of Scratch, by the way, and it pretty much allows for more extensions, more advanced things, allows you to export it. You should go check it out. It's by someone named Garbo Muffin, I think. I'll link them in the description. But first, I started out making my rectangle, the hitbox, and getting everything out that I needed to start working on a character. Now, as soon as I finished, I realized I needed a character. So luckily I had a few already made because I am really bad at finishing games, so I always have leftover assets. So I decided the most reasonable option would be Boy Kisser in Doomslayer armor. So I whipped them out and deleted a few things so I could make things easier because I figured I could have some easier code put in place so that I could have it so it's less trouble and less costumes so that I can maybe import some characters later and maybe make models and stuff, well, not models, sprites, easier to make for people to choose because we all know Gmod's about customization. So yeah, figured I would delete a few so that it could be easier, on the creators out there. And then, of course, I started on actually implementing everything that needed to go into this, like the hitbox actually going onto the Boy Slayer. I called him Boy Slayer for some reason. He was going to be part of a different game about the Boy Kisser hunting down furries for ruining his reputation as Silly Cat, but that's a video for another day. If you want to see that, maybe comment or something, I don't know, like, subscribe, all the fill and stuff, and go get that out of the way. Most of this stuff is pretty boring coding stuff. Of course, you could just skip ahead if you want to, I don't mind, but it's my first videos of actually talking, so if you want to skip ahead, you're very welcome to. Yeah, here I am just making the directional outputs all available so that it's able to look each direction. Of course, the actual equation for being able to have it look only at 45-degree angles is around the direction divided by 45 multiplied by 45. It's very simple. I've figured it out over the years after looking at a Minecraft video of Minecraft in Scratch, and apparently this is the code of rounding and dividing and multiplying is for making it so that it snaps to the grid, so I made it so it could snap in each direction. Of course, you see here, I've of course started playing around with it and making it available. Let's skip ahead a bit. As you see, I'm all doing all this. Of course, I made the background so that I could see it, and I made it so that an extension, it says it's very buggy, it's a camera extension, but it allows you to make it lock on to certain sprites so that you can, have not just one base stage area, but like everywhere is your stage, pretty much. Best way I could put it. And then here I'm just giving it the walk animations, which is just making it so that it goes to the costume number that it wants, plus each walk animation frame, so that it actually manages to oh, sorry, I've never actually recorded voice before. So it actually goes to which costume it needs to go to, with the variable going up and down and up and down, so that it actually looks like it's walking. And of course, I forgot to mention this, but I added running as well. As you can see, I'm using controllers so that you can like actually use the keyboard and everything for spawning in entities and everything, and cars and such, and maybe even spawning in weapons, who knows. Maybe even adding a second player in the future if you want to see that. But I just added in each little asset for controller compatibility, so that the keyboard and everything could be used for spawning and stuff. And of course, I went too fast. Of course, we need a stage, so I whipped out my old friend, the D20 random dungeon generator, because liminal spaces are always the best for Gmod videos, because we all know that. So of course I started, randomizing each dungeon, seeing which I could do. Medium room, dense medium room, maybe. Polymorphing rooms, sure. Large rooms, nah, small. Medium actually. Basic doors, all the good stuff. Of course, after I was done with that, I exported it and uploaded it. I dragged it in, made it a bigger size, and then made a bigger size in here, in the actual stage, so that I could walk around and stuff. Of course it looked pretty nice, but of course it could be nicer. This is nice, but it could be nicer. Cringe, I'm sorry. So yeah, I started tracing it out, doing what I usually do to make stages, because I use the dungeon random generator for games frequently. I'll link it in the description. But yeah, I just started tracing around, so that I can have an actual area. Making the doors connect. Well, not exactly doors, but I guess hallways, probably. I don't really want doors unless it's like an actual open map of that has houses and stuff. I'll probably add one of those. Stager to the Gmod thing. And of course, after I was done, I was left with this, which looked really fancy, really nice, really nice. So then I started actually adding collision, so that I could make it so, you don't just bump to a wall and start going right through. I made it so that you could, actually run into walls and be stopped by them. Of course, it worked out nicely. As you see, I left some room like up, so that if you like touch the top of it, like I'm doing with my mouse pointer, it will sort of be a 3D-ish effect. I don't know, because you see your character sort of Earthbound-ish, and we all know Earthbound was pretty 3D. And then I started giving some actual design, playing around with colors, playing around with outlooks. Oh, that's too dark. And then, of course, I added it so that I could just spawn in the middle when you spawn into a room. load in, I guess, this way. And then just start playing around, you know, because that's always fun. Afterwards, I decided it was time. Maybe I finally had a weapon. So that's what I started doing. Of course, I decided it was time to do that. Oh yeah, I was just checking everything. Here, let me skip ahead a bit. Oh yeah, I was adding the holding weapon to make it look like they were actually holding a weapon. If you can see here. Made it look like they were holding a weapon. And of course, I had the actual weapon. Of course, I've been making games that require weapons, so I, of course, added a few of them. And of course, being just a basic pistol, probably an M16 and a minigun and a little knife. But for now, I'm just gonna be coding the pistol. Of course, I made things hard on myself and decided, hey, what if I use the code from those games? Of course, I was too stupid to know this at the moment, that it would not be good because the one code I used it from had an offset hitbox, an offset thing, offset character, so it would not work. Check it. Where is it? So I just decided, hey, just go with the easier solution. You won't heck yourself over later. So that's what I did. Of course, I've made it so it can go both directions. And then, oh, that was loud. Made a bullet sound. This is from the Terraria Overhaul mod. Hold on, let me get a good audio of it. There we go. Made it so that we could actually fire the gun. Of course, it was going through the walls. Didn't want that. So I made it so that the walls have more collision. And then boom. Yeah, right. So next I tried making my own Nextbot, and of course an homage to the original Nextbot Gmod thing, Sanic, which was, I'm not sure if it was the first. It was probably the first. I don't know. It's the first one I've seen. But of course I started making it so that I could try to hunt you down. Of course, I never actually figured out the next spot this video, but I'll try to next video, right? For sure. So I just was goofing around there. It's probably in the background. But yeah, of course, I started actually adding stuff, different extensions to see what I could do to make it hunt you down. Of course, I never actually figured it out, but you can see my failed attempts here. First, I tried using lists. That didn't exactly work out too well, so I kind of deleted that all afterwards. Let's see. Of course, I replaced Sanic with a blue dot so that I could easier track it and have it have a hitbox instead of just being this big thing with multiple edges. As you see, it kind of worked, but a bit too well. As in, it would chase you down endlessly, but like not stop to do anything at all. Like not stop to hide away if you got too far enough, which is what the original Nextbots did. Making a Nextbot's hard and scratch, let alone Turbo Warp. If you have any recommendations, please let me know in the description. I mean, not description, what the heck, comments, so that I can figure it out later and make Gmod even stupider. Woohoo! Of course, I made it better. So I gave up and decided to use more clones and see what that could do. And then I decided to just try going a simpler route. And of course the cloning didn't work at first, so I decided not to do that yet. And of course here, you can see I almost got it. As you see, it would hunt you down by trying to go around corners. as you saw there, it did really well at first, but then started going through walls, and of course, that's not what we want. So, yeah. So, yeah. So, yeah, I've been your host, Julia. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and have a wonderful year. This was very poorly made video and put together very poorly, but this is my first video, so I hope you all enjoyed that devlog, and I hope to see you all soon. Bye!